you have a knee replacement coming up, listen carefully. Most people go into surgery completely unprepared. It's the biggest mistake they make, because what your surgeon very often forgets to tell you is that certain muscles around your knee actually switch off or go to sleep after surgery. And that's why the recovery after surgery takes so long. But here's the good news. If you activate these muscles before surgery, you can get them working faster afterwards. Hey guys, if you don't know us, my name is Alex and this is Gavin. And in this video, we're going to show you the 3 exercises that make the biggest difference. Now, one of these muscles in your thigh only takes 1 week to start to waste away after surgery. So the 3rd exercise we're going to demonstrate for you today will show you how to keep this muscle alive.
So the first exercise is pretty much a really great strength builder for your legs, okay? And it's really a fundamental movement of what we do every day. And it's basically a sit to stand or a squat pattern, because we know that when we stand up from a chair, all of the muscles in the legs start to work. And this is really important for us to be doing, even with knee pain. So I'm going to talk you through the normal version. Now I'll give you a slightly easier version if you have pain in your knee at a certain point of this sit to stand. So Alex is on this chair. We kind of recommend use a bit more of a sturdier chair than this one, but this is going to be fine for demo purposes. So I want Alex's feet to be further away from the chair. So what I want really is at a 90 degree at his knee and his shin area. And his toes, if you can't see, they're pointed out like this, okay? So they're not super straight, they're just out like this. And that gets kind of the inner quads to work a little bit better, okay? So Alex is gonna put his arms out in front of his body, and this is gonna help with a little bit of balance. And when he stands up, I want him to look at the corner of a room, okay? And what that's gonna do is gonna keep his body upright. If he had his hands down on his legs this way, when he stands up, his top can roll over and it's not quite the same. So arms in front of his body, and I want you to think about somebody pulling him from his chest, and as he rolls forward, he's going to put all the weight in the heels of his feet, and he's going to stand up from the chair straight away. And as he stands up tall and sits back down again, just do about 3 for me and I'll talk you through it. So as he does that, his back is nice and straight, as you can see, so he's not going to hurt himself. And as he sits back down, he's nice and slow, he's controlling the movement. And then you can see that his knees don't go over his toes either. So it's going to mitigate any sort of pain that you get in his knee. And when you do this exercise, you want to be doing about 12 to 15 reps of this exercise. Now, if you struggle to get up from a chair this low, then you can use a higher surface. So you can maybe pad it up with some cushions or use the side of a couch or something. And essentially, the angle of the knee will change. But this is obviously the best version, but you can make it easier by having a higher surface to get up off the chair.
Now, there's an extra benefit or advantage of doing this exercise, particularly if you are about to have a knee replacement surgery. So usually day 1 or maybe day 2, the physio will come to your hospital bed and they will try to get you up for a walk. Okay, so usually it involves getting up into a sitting position, and they might offer you to hold on to a walking frame, and then they'll try to get you up. Okay, now, as you can imagine, you just had an op, you just had surgery on your knee, so your knee is going to feel quite weak. Now, getting up can be quite a bit of a challenge after having surgery. So practicing this movement, getting your quads to fire and getting them stronger is going to go a long way for you to be able to get up on your feet that first day after surgery. So the better you get at this now, the easier it will be for you to get up on your feet after surgery. Great. And exercise number 2 that we recommend that you do prior to having a knee replacement surgery is going to target your glute muscles, which is basically your buttock area. Okay. Now, so we're going to do some glute bridges. Now, there's different variations of glute bridges. We're going to start with something very simple. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is Gavin is going to demonstrate. So before Gavin does anything else, I'm going to ask him to activate his glutes. So basically just clench your buttock muscles, okay? So try and tighten them up as hard as you can, okay? Once you tighten them, then you start lifting your hips up off the floor or off the bed, whichever way you want to do it, okay? Now, hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds and then slowly lower yourself down, okay? Now, in terms of your foot positioning, I would recommend you have your feet about hip width apart, and you can have your knees slightly out, okay, just slightly out. It just helps to activate those glute muscles a bit better. Okay, so if you just want to do it again, so clench your glute muscles, then lift your hips up off the floor, off the bed, and then slowly lower yourself down. It also makes it more effective when you push up, if you push through the heels. So don't push through your toes, push through the heels, okay? So hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds and lower yourself down. Now, the great thing about the glute bridges is that even if you have pain in your knees, and a lot of people struggle to even do like squats because the knee hurts. Now, this exercise is very safe and is usually very comfortable because you're not having to bend your knee while you're doing this particular exercise. And the third exercise we're going to demonstrate today, now this is the exercise I mentioned in the introduction of this video. It's going to target the muscle on the inside of your thigh right here. Now it's called VMO, okay? So that muscle is proven to only take about a week to start to waste away if you're not using it, okay? So after surgery, you're probably not going to be as much on your feet as you normally, as your normal day-to-day life. So because you're not using your leg, there's a higher chance that that particular muscle is going to start to basically go to sleep and waste away, okay? So it's very important to try and strengthen it, to try to activate it as much as possible before surgery, okay? So this is a very effective exercise to do it, all right? So what we're going to do, Gavin is sitting down on the floor with one leg straight. So this is the leg we're going to work, the right leg. The other leg can be just sort of off to the side, or you can sort of bring it up like that. Doesn't really matter, okay? Now what we're going to do first is Gavin is going to point his toes a little bit out, not too far. Let's say at about 1 o'clock, so slightly off to the outside, okay? Keeping the leg straight. Gavin, if you can clench your inner thigh area, okay? And this is where people get a little bit overwhelmed. They go like, oh, am I clenching it enough? Doesn't matter. Don't get too carried away thinking about it. As long as you put some effort into clenching your inner thigh area, keep it nice and tight, keep the leg straight. Now start lifting your leg a little bit off the floor, okay? It doesn't have to be very high. As long as you're at least sort of 3 or 4 inches off the floor, that's all you need, okay? And then slowly put it back down, okay? So again, tighten the inner thigh muscles, lift your leg up, and then slowly put it down. You don't need to hold, just as long as on the way down, don't just drop the leg down, just control it on the way down. Very important, okay? So do about 10 times. It is harder than it looks. When you try it, you'll start to feel quite a bit of fatigue in your thigh muscles. That's a good sign that you're doing the right thing. Now, because you're not having to bend the leg, it's usually very comfortable on your knees as well, okay? So 10 times, do about 3 sets with about a 1 minute rest in between.
Guys, so if you're looking for a full knee strengthening program, okay, we've got a full guide that we put together for you guys. It's been downloaded a couple of 100 times now. It's absolutely free, but it's going to give you a really good way, a good structured routine that you can start strengthening your knees, okay? And if you do want a copy of that, just comment knees down below. I'm going to send that over to you absolutely free. Now we're going to leave a video in the top left-hand corner, which is going to talk about strengthening your inner cord muscle again with a different exercise. So head over to that video and we'll see you very shortly.